And today, President Biden is in India for the G20 summit. The president will meet face-to-face with leaders of the world's largest economies. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with more.
President Biden arriving in India for this year's G20 summit. The White House says reforming the World Bank and helping developing countries invest in climate change as well as infrastructure projects are top of mind. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen previewing the president's priorities ahead of the meeting.
We're committed to supporting emerging markets in developing countries and to addressing global challenges.
The economic impact of the war in Ukraine is also on the agenda. The G20 has been divided over this conflict. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was in Kyiv this week, showing strong support for efforts to fend off Russian aggression.
If we allow that to go forward with impunity, then you open a Pandora's box, and it's a recipe for conflict around the world. Would-be aggressors say, hey, the Russians can do it, I can do it. That's not a world that Americans want to live in.
On Capitol Hill, lawmakers are debating whether to provide more funding for Ukraine.
What is the point in cutting off support now when we're at a turning point in the war? Reflection point.
I think I need to see progress on our own border security before I'll support any type of funding for Ukraine.
During the G20 summit, President Biden is expected to call for a peaceful resolution to the war. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.